Okay guys, this whole Forest Friends time we're going to be talking about movement. And the movement we're talking about today is slithering. Not only is slithering fun to say, but it's fun to do. And Miss Sarah's going to tell us about some animals that you like to slither.
Yes, so can you guys say slithering?
Slithering.
Slithering, so that's a super fun word. Have you guys ever slithered across your floor before? It's a lot of fun. So you guys can try that now if you want, or after this is over, and you can act like a snake. And a lot of the animals that slither, they do that because, guess what? They don't have arms and they don't have legs, right? So there's no other way for them to really move around but to kind of wiggle and slither. So
Very cool.
can you guys think of an animal that might wiggle or slither? That's right. A lot of people will think of snakes, right? So we've got a lot of snake stuff out for you guys to talk about. But then also some other animals might be maybe a worm, Miss Amanda thought of.
Worm.
Have you ever picked up a worm before and it kind of jerks around and slithers?
You're like, I'm trying to help you, buddy. And they just freak out a little
They
bit.
totally freak out. And then you put them back on the ground and they kind of dig their way back into the mud. Can you guys think of any other animals that might slither? It's kind of hard, there's not a ton. We do have a special animal here called a glass lizard, if you guys have ever seen it before. And it kind of looks like a snake, except for it's a lizard. But it doesn't have any arms and legs either, so it does some slithering. But when it moves, it's a little bit more jerky. And when a snake moves, they're very fluid, so you can kind of see almost like a wave or something. So this is just a pretend snake right here, but it kind of shows you the movement of what a snake can do. And does that look like a letter of the alphabet? Kind of?
There you go.
It kind of looks like an S, right? So S for snake or S for slither. Perfect. So snakes, the way that they can move like that is because they've got a lot of bones that come off of their backbone. These are called like their ribs. And so you can see all of their ribs, just like we have ribs, they have a lot more than we do.
That's a lot.
So you can see on here, look at all of those ribs that they have coming off of their backbone. Isn't that crazy? So because they have all of those, it lets them kind of move in that really fluid way. So that's pretty awesome. So snakes, all kinds of snakes, they will move in that pattern. Sometimes snakes, whenever you see them, we're going to look at a snake here in a little bit, and you'll see it kind of move as it goes through the grass, and it makes that pattern. But snakes aren't always moving, right? So when they're not moving, sometimes they like to curl up like this guy or like this one, right? Now, this time of year, do you think we're going to see some snakes out there? Yes, there's definitely a lot of snakes that start coming out in the springtime. So it needs to be something that you guys look out for whenever you are outside in your backyards or if you go to a park or something. Always keep your eyes open and ready, looking around for snakes.
If you see a snake, what should you do, Miss Sarah?
Oh, the best thing to do is if you see a snake is to tell somebody and to stop right in your tracks. So if this snake was on the ground, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but if it's on the ground, you see one, then you want to stop where you are, look at the snake and see which way it's going, and you're going to go the other way, right? And you're going to tell your mom or your dad or whoever you're with, hey, I saw a snake. So don't try to pick it up or touch it or anything like that, because to the snake, we are a big, huge giant, right? And so it might use its defense and try to bite us, and we don't want that.
No way.
Best thing to do is just to look at it with our eyes and go the other direction. But we have a couple of snakes here at the preserve that are really nice, and they are like our pets. So we're going to show you how they move, and let's watch them on the ground and on a tree.
And if you're interested in making a snake at home, we have a little craft idea. I'm sure you've done this before. We actually had some string and some big beads, and so that was a pretty fun one to make. But if you don't have something like that at home, maybe you have a chenille stick or a pipe cleaner and some beads, and you can make it and slither yourself. Also a fun one to do is maybe a little bit of yarn and some Cheerios. It's like an edible slither. So if you make one, please take a picture of it and post it for us so we can see it too.